One of the most prominent things in the Pokemon world are the towns and cities. They are where people in Pokemon live and engage in activities together. And if you travel enough, you'll come across many different types of locations throughout the regions. Last time I did a video on the top 10 Pokemon locations I would live in, so go check that out if you haven't already. But today, we'll be doing the exact opposite. I'm Shrill, and these are the top 10 Pokemon locations I wouldn't live in. Let's dive in. At number 10, we start off with the survival area. While this place is not as bad as the other ones further down this list, there are still a couple reasons why I would not want to live here. If you try to take a walk around the town, you'll be met with a couple of trees and ledges in your way. It's a pretty uncomfortable path. You can even try to do this in the games. It's uneasy. And on top of that, the place is really small, so like everything is just super condensed into each other, and it's very uncomfortable. Not to mention the surrounding area, it's pretty mountainous and there's a volcano nearby. So, yeah. Next up, Evergrande City. I mean, what are you gonna do here? It's just some isolated place that you can only enter using waterfall. And then there's the entrance to the Victory Road, which I don't understand why you would want to live in front of. But that's really it. Well, the only sign of life is the Pokemon Center, but you don't even have your own house. And that's it. There's nothing else. What are you gonna do here? You know, I always wondered why this place was called a city. Johto's Safari Zone Gate. Now some of you probably might not think that this should count, but basically for this list I just graded every location that you could fly to, and this fell under that category. So having that said, this area's whole purpose is to be a gateway towards the Safari Zone, which would be a pretty weird place to live in, but I would not mind visiting. Number 7, Tapu Village. While I would love to tour this village, living in it would be kind of unsettling, especially with its grim background. If you go to its map description, it will read, "The remains of a village said to have been destroyed by the island's Tapu when the people aroused its anger." I guess it was more of a flourishing village in the past than now, and I would have loved to see how it looked then. Next up, Spikemuth. This place is dominated by Team Yellow Grunts and overall just enveloped in darkness. It looks like it used to be a much more thriving city, just like Tapu Village, but now it's just dark. Probably the only interesting thing that could still happen here. Well, interesting things could still happen here actually. I should say the only good thing that would happen here would be Piers doing his concerts. That would seem like fun. But besides that, if you were to live here, you would probably end up turning to a Team Yellow Grunt yourself. Black City. One thing to keep in mind throughout this video is that this isn't a list of places I don't like. It's just a list of places I wouldn't live in. Because I actually find the design of Black City interesting and cool. But from an everyday standpoint, stepping outside of your house and always being surrounded by this dark themed area can get pretty unsettling. Number 4, Lavender Town. I mean, I don't think I should need to defend why I wouldn't want to live here. Every day I would be scared to death, fearing something would happen to me or that I might be attacked by the ghost somehow. But not only is it really haunting, but it's also very sad, actually, because here is where a lot of dead Pokemon are buried. Things do brighten up a little bit though, because at the end of the story the ghost is taken care of. But it will still be a little haunting taking the history of this town. Alright guys, and now it's time for the top 3 places I would not live in Pokemon. And third place goes to Pacific Town. I think the whole town being made out of rafts, cabins, and logs over water is pretty creative, but it does not get more fragile than this. What are they gonna do if a storm comes? What are they gonna do if a hurricane comes? This town would literally be decimated. Like, I am genuinely concerned of the safety of the residents here. Did they even think what would happen if a natural disaster were to occur here. Like, I'm telling you, if there's any weather problem overseas, this town would be gone. Like, I'm sorry, but I feel bad for them. Second place goes to Po Town. I often wonder how this place looked like before it was overthrown by Team Skull. It looked pretty modernized for an lowland town. But anyways, in the games we get to explore its sad outcome. It is covered up by walls and vandalized by Team Skull, and you can just see how much they ruined the town. It's pretty sad. Like, take a look at the Pokemon Center, for example. It's just, wow. Yeah, this is a pretty similar situation to Spike Move, so don't be surprised if you end up becoming a Team Skull grind. But viewers, the last Pokemon location I would like to call home has to be Cinnabar Island. Now there's a specific reason for this. So in the Kanto games, Cinnabar Island just seems like some normal island, undeserving of a #1 spot on this list, right? Well, if you remember correctly, Heart Gold and Soul Silver just so happens to reveal what would happen to this town in the future. It literally gets destroyed by a nearby volcano. Its slogan is literally the ravaged town of the past. Like, wow. So it used to be just some normal island, with an interesting attraction I might add, but it would soon be destroyed. So, no thanks, I'm not trying to die. And if there was one word I had to say to the Cinnabar residents back then, it would be evacuate. And there you have it. Those are the top 10 Pokemon locations I would not live in. What about yours? Would it include some of the places in this list, or elsewhere? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to tackle that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Until next time, see ya.